Starting the recording.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of World 1-1 Podcast. I am your host, as always, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me is my partner in crime, Eddie V.
Woohoo! Hadouken!
No
Yes.
Hadouken.
Get
That was
over
like the
here!
That was the most effeminate Hadouken and get over here I've ever heard.
Hadouken, get over
Oh,
here.
God.
Have to do it proper. Hey Dukin. Oh, hey
God.
Hey Doki.
Hey, Dukin.
Dukin is the name.
God. This is, yep. We've already just jumped the shark in less than 60 seconds. Eddie, the fuck have you been playing?
Oh, I've been playing a lot. So for Switch, I played Fire Emblem Warriors, getting a little bit more to that game. Man, that game is so good, dude. Just beautiful, just funny. Haven't started Illidu, or I still got my wrap copy of Doom. So, but I did pick up Disgaea 5 complete, which is weird, dude. For Black Friday, that game was hard to find at Best Buy. That and Super Bomberman are. So hopefully that's good sale numbers. They have tons of Mario Odyssey, but now everybody's complaining that Splatoon 2 and Odyssey is hard to find because of the cyber sale. So I think that's very good news. For PS4, Final Fantasy 12, getting further into that, been grinding a lot. I'm almost done with that game, but then I gotta start doing the side quests and getting some of the board unlocked and getting some more of the magic. For Xbox One, started up Assassin's Creed Origins. Really good game. I think this is probably the best Assassin's Creed game that I played. Which says a lot because I only played maybe 2 of them. But I own the collection.
How does that say a lot if you've only played 2 of them?
Because I own like Brotherhood Revelation, I own Assassin's Creed Unity, Black Flag I own for Wii U. Like I own them, in Assassin's Creed 2, but I haven't like really jumped into them. Like, cause when I play them, I'm just like, this is kind of basic and this is that early Ubisoft jank. But now when I play Assassin's Creed Origins, I'm just like, okay, this is better. That is, I'm not having no problems with it. And I like, kind of like the side quests and exploring the land cause the map is big. Haven't fell into a rut like I did with Wildlands. So, I've been enjoying that. And then I started up Halo 4, playing a little bit of that. Like maybe got through the first level and then like cut it off. I'm just like, okay, I gotta get to bed cause it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And Dragon Quest 8, I've been playing, pushing forward to that. Right now I'm like at 43 hours. I might try to go for 70. I'm trying to get my characters like really leveled up. But I'm like 3/4 done with that game. Just got to do a little bit more grinding, fight a few more bosses, and then I'll be at the end to fight the final boss and finally beat that game so I can move on to Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. But other than that, picked up some games for Black Friday, and picked up, Yokai Watch 2 Fleshy Souls. It was only $12. So it was like super cheap and it's like brand new. I do need to go pick up Fire Emblem Conquest. No, Birthright, cause I own Conquest. I need to go buy Birthright. That's only like $12 too. So, I'll be doing that later. But, yeah, that's kind of what I've been playing. And then going to try to start some games for our Game of the Year discussion and for NGR Radio's Buyer's Guide in 2 more weeks. So that's what I've been up to, playing.
So apparently I am presently playing my mute button stopped working.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Like, I wonder if, because Skype updated right before we started this, and I wonder if there's something in the software that, but like the little light on doesn't come on anymore, and I think my mute button quit working. So, fucking weird. That's why you all heard me coughing over Eddie, because Eddie plays, well, Eddie does weird things like buy tons of games and play none of them.
Yeah, I do play. I'm just trying to catch up, dude. There's so much, but it is true. I did kind of go a little bit overboard for Black Friday because I picked up Mafia 3 for Xbox One, even though I own it for PS4. Grand Theft Auto 5. Like I said, this guy at 5. I picked up Neo also. I mean, a lot of the games were like $20, so they were like, and $15, so they was like super cheap to get. But really, a lot of Switch games were gone. Like,
that doesn't surprise me.
Nobody was getting like that many Xbox One or PS4 games. Like, I think the only one that people were really buying were probably NBA 2K18. That was it. Surprisingly, I actually sold 3 copies of Battlefront, a Star Wars Battlefront. I'm just like,
why did anybody buy that?
Surprisingly, it was kids.
The worst.
I had one kid. Look, I had one kid who asked his dad to buy him Need for Speed Payback. So that's one copy that I know that EA made some money off of. But the Battlefront, I think it was a lot of kids and their parents where they were just like, well, we could play together. So I don't think they know about the microtransaction. Which, when I watched Jim Sterling's video today, I was just like, what?
Mm-hmm. Well, he's not wrong anymore. If making money is not good enough, you have to make all the money. So,
dude, when he was just like, when the CEO blamed not making sure that the game is canon, because they didn't want to do it. That's the reason for the loot boxes. I was just like, wait a second. You introduced a whole new character that was never into the Star Wars series. So you started off canon with your single player. What the heck are you blaming canon for loot boxes?
Because EA is batshit insane.
They trying to make excuses so they don't look blameful. I was just like,
that's what they do.
I was just like,
that is their MO.
I was just like, y'all set this mug up high so people can buy. Don't play this PR jank. Everybody know what y'all did. And Disney was right along with it. Y'all got called out about this.
EA is just mad because they actually got caught.
Of course. Let's
be real here. Oh, Christ. Anyways, so, I know we're a little behind on getting this up this week. A couple of things kind of came up and threw everything for a loop. But in any case, holiday weekend, pretty much all Switch because that's the console that came with me on the family road trip to Ohio where we were supposed to see Corey, and that all kind of fell apart last minute. So I'm going to hit on some housekeeping shit here before I go any further. For anybody that keeps up with the YouTube rendition of the show, for the next couple weeks we will be sans video as Corey is tending to several things outside of the show here. I know it's weird. He does stuff other than podcasting. I couldn't believe it either. But in any case, he will be back with us after the New Year's, and so for the next few weeks, we will be running audio only. So, I mean, you'll still get the show up on YouTube. There just won't be any video to go with it. So, in case you're wondering why you're staring at a static picture, that would be why. In any case, other than that, God, what all did I play this? got back into some ARMS a little bit. I was super happy about that.
Nice.
Realized I'm either really rusty or I am just total shit at that game because God, it just kicked my ass.
Does it feel like you gotta like relearn everything in a way?
Kind of, yeah.
That's
Like I can
it.
still pick up the foundations,
Uh-huh.
but the nuance just feels like it went right out the window for me.
Was it
So
from?
I've got to pick it back up again and get on that.
Was it from the update also? Like, I know they've been changing, they updated some stuff, and I don't know if you was trying like the new characters or anything.
I don't know if they really updated any gameplay stuff, which is really where I was losing my shit. It's just I was apparently not playing well. But, you know, is what it is. That being said, I did enjoy getting back. I'm like, God, I should be playing this more, but there's just so much stuff to play. Let's see, what else? I also played Fuck GameStop over the weekend.
Was out of town this past weekend for the holiday, and I swung into GameStop to acquire a copy of the Multiverse edition of Axiom Verge. Was super excited to get my hands on it. I've been itching to play it, and I've been waiting patiently for the hard copy to come out, you know, and spend the extra $40 rather than buying the $20 digital only that's been on the eShop for like a month. And check GameStop's website. It says, yeah, we've got it at this location and this location and this location. So I'm like, cool. Pick any one of them and go. And I did. And I went and I walked in and they had one copy behind the counter and they still gutted it. And to top that off, that I almost would have been okay with that if it wasn't for the fact that they then proceeded to tape the sleeve to the cardboard box, and like you couldn't get the tape off without damaging the package.
What?
Yeah, I was just like, you know what? Fuck you. I will go give my money to Amazon. So I got back in the car, and because I asked too, I'm like, is there any chance that any of your other stores have multiple copies to where they maybe have one that they didn't gut like an idiot? And no. The nearest store that had multiple copies, bearing in mind I was in Ohio, was the next state over.
That's insane. Why did they even touch it for?
I don't know. But like I said, it was behind the counter. So it's like there was no call to gut it, but yet we did. I cannot fathom what somebody was thinking other than they did not want my money.
You might have to trust. I think when you get back, well, you're already back, so you might have to try Best Buy first now before GameStop for like collection stuff.
Yeah, and I did actually try a Best Buy while I was there too, just on the off chance maybe, but Best Buy was no luck either. So like I said, hopped in the car, ordered it on Amazon, called it a day.
Is it like one day click or something like that?
Yeah, it was like the one-click shopping for my 2-day shipping, and it was here waiting for me by the time I got home.
Nice.
So, but in any case, so I at least have my nice shiny copy, undamaged and unvarnished by those fuckwits.
This is your third version of it, right? Because you didn't, or you skip Xbox One? Second,
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't pick it up on Xbox One because I did buy it on Switch.
But you have it
on Wii U, rather.
Okay.
Yeah, and so yeah, I've double dipped. I've avoided triple dipping on this,
which is
but I will
weird,
say,
which is weird. I haven't seen the Wii U hard copy versions.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if those are uber scarce.
But you know what? I haven't even seen the physical copy. Switch is the only copy I've seen. I haven't seen the PS4 version, the Wii U version, and the Xbox One version. Was it No, it wasn't Xbox One. It was something else.
No,
I think
it was
the
PS4
Switch.
and Vita and Switch and
Yeah.
Wii U supposed to be getting hard copies. As for what happened to the Wii U version, I'm not sure. I mean, I can't fathom that they were going to print a whole lot of those, considering.
Right.
But now I'm just curious if they actually followed through and did put out the Wii U version at least.
Well, yeah, like I said, I haven't even seen the PS4 version or the Vita version. Like at my job, we didn't get none of them, and the only one that I actually have is the Switch. It's like a basic Switch version.
Yeah. So let's see here. Amazon says that the Multiverse Edition is available on PlayStation 4. Also available on, let's look at other platforms. Show me. Screw you. Yeah, it says PlayStation Vita, Nintendo Switch, PS4. Yeah, even Amazon doesn't show the Wii U version that was promised. So I'm wondering if that just got shit canned just for the sake of practicality.
I
mean, I can't say I blame them for it. It doesn't necessarily make a pile of sense to...
But it would be a nice collector's edition for people who own the Wii U version.
Yeah,
It's one of those rarity games that in the future, if people sell their copies, they're going to sell it for $100 or more because it's so limited and so rare. It's one of those kind of games.
Yeah, I'm still having a hard time wrapping my brain around them putting it out on Wii U. Like, it was neat when we weren't sure that Switch was really going to take off the way that it has, but, at this point, I'm just like, I don't know that I care that it's not out on Wii U at this point.
Okay.
Because, I mean, who here has a Wii U and not a Switch that actually wants a Switch at this point? Like, everybody that wants one, we've pretty much got it. Which, props to Nintendo for sorting out that whole stock issue.
Yeah, a lot of stores been getting a constant flow of them. Like Best Buy had a lot of them for Black Friday.
Dude, you could walk into almost any store on Saturday and still find them on the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
So, that fact goes a long ways, I think.
Yeah, and they'll probably be disappearing because people are ordering them online, which is shocking because, like, PS4 and Xbox One, it's just like, oh, no one's really buying your systems. Which, did you see an Xbox One X at the Best Buy or anywhere?
No, but I have not either.
I still haven't seen it yet.
Like I said, I didn't see it, but I wasn't looking either.
Well, when I went to Best Buy in Kenosha, Wisconsin, they had like PS4 stacked ups and Xbox One S is stacked up. But I'm just like, where's the One X at? I'm like, I know it's not on sale, but you guys would be at least be trying to advertise it or something. Or did Microsoft not send you guys any?
That's possible too. It may have been something that they spent the majority of the inventory shipping out through online avenues.
Yeah, I think I know because the week that we're recording is Cyber Week just everywhere, so stuff is just selling out. As much, and hopefully some restocks will come in later on in the week. But yeah, stuff is just selling out like crazy due to online. So people are having a hard time finding physical copies of games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but it'll even out. Worst case, take your Christmas money and go buy what you wanted after Christmas.
Yeah, or buy the digital version. Like I tell people, I'm like, just get a micro SD card and buy the digital version. It's probably going to be cheaper than what's in the store.
I will never go digital if I have the opportunity to not.
Well, people feel like that. Once again, they say when you get your new system, open it up and do all the updates and stuff. Because who knows what are they going to DDoS Xbox and PS4. People trying to make that a tradition.
you will never get me to go all digital.
Well,
screw you and your communist agenda.
well, I wouldn't say go all digital. Like I'm a physical person, with my games. But if I can't find it nowhere, and there's a good sale on digital, I'll buy a digital. At least
Nope. I will forego a sale on digital to have a hard copy still. I am that stubborn.
You stubborn bear.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like
you're just not convincing me to make that switch to be all digital.
I'm just talking about me. I'm talking about people who look for games. Because some people get upset that they can't find that particular physical copy of that game. And sometimes I'll just be like, well, how about you just buy them some Nintendo points, and when it's Christmas or whatever, Hanukkah, give them the points so they can buy it on their system. Just buy it, because you're going to have to buy a bigger micro SD card anyway. Because if you're getting NBA 2K18 or WWE 18, you already need something big.
Yeah.
You know.
But I don't know. If there was a system that would convince me to go all digital, it probably would have been the Switch, just for the fact of, the pick up and go and have everything just preloaded and don't switch a cartridge. But I mentally could not get there. Which
I have to say, I think, for me, I think Golf Story needs a physical edition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to buy it yet. Only reason being, if that they said it did good sales, I would love to see a physical version of that. Like,
I would too. I would double dip on that. And again, I bought Golf Story because it was only available digital, and there was no talk at that point of a hard copy coming. That's why I've held off on Rocket League at this point, because they've said there's a hard copy coming. It's just a little later down the line. And I'm like, I really want to play Rocket League on my Switch, but I'm going to wait.
Can I tell you, it's been having physical issues. Like, they haven't been, like, that game, people still look for the physical version for PS4 and Xbox One. And maybe it's just my store, but other stores are having problems, like, they can't keep it in stock, and they're not getting restocks as fast enough as they should. Like, if 2 copies come in, 2 copies are going out the door, like, that quick.
That doesn't surprise me.
So, I mean, that's good sales for them, for this game. But it's just like, are y'all trying to make sure that people buy this game digitally, or are you guys just having issues with the physical copies? Like,
I think it's just a case of not wanting to overproduce your physical copies, because there is overhead cost to that. So, I mean, I can understand that if, you're just printing what you know for sure you can sell and no more.
But I think the thing about it is that when stores are asking for more, and you're guaranteed to get more sales that way, for a publisher and developer like them, such as them, they will at least send at least about 4 copies or 8 copies, 4 for PS4, 4 for Xbox One, and hopefully maybe 4 or 5 or even 6 for Switch, because people are looking for Rocket League. They want the physical copy. They don't want it used.
Yeah. But I can't say I'm surprised. What I will say, though, is other things that I played. I sat up late one night with our very gracious host, and we sat and played The Bridge on Switch all night. Played through all 4 chapters. We didn't do the mirror chapters, though. We pretty much hit a stone wall right at the end of the chapter 4, like just short of actually finishing everything as far as main game playthrough. And we stopped there just because it was insanely late and we were going bonkers trying to figure shit out. But I owned it on 360 actually, and I played a hunk of it and just never finished it, and kind of felt bad about it. But getting to sit down and play it with somebody else was a ton of fun.
Is it a one-player game?
Yeah, it's a one-player game. If you've not played it before, it's an MC Escher based or centric puzzle game. It's all about perception and rotation and orientation. It's really good. It is.
That game I need to pick up. Every time I see it, I'm just like, "Ooh, this is literally up my alley of puzzle games."
It is. It's super good. It is. It's not expensive either. Like, it was on sale this past weekend for, I want to say, less than $10.
That's good.
Seriously. Yeah, no, it's a solid game. But no, we had a ton of fun with that. What else did we do? Oh, Lord.
Sonic Mania?
Sonic Mania is quickly becoming my default. I don't know what I'm in the mood for, so I'm just going to turn this on instead and play Chemical Plant Zone again because I can do it without thinking hard. So yeah, there's been some Sonic Mania. There was something else that I was playing and it just went out of my head. I had it for half a second. Oh God.
Fast Racing Neo, Thumper.
Actually, yes, and Odyssey. That was the other one that
Odyssey.
got a little.
Oh yeah, I read your post. No, let me rephrase that. I read your statement.
And I'm not mad at it. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just realizing, like, if you look at my shelf, honestly, and you've been here,
Yes.
you'll notice there's not much Mario on my shelf.
That is
It's really not. It just, I think, honestly, there's not much Mario anymore that appeals to me. I know it's kind of the default video game for everything, but it just, it doesn't scratch the itch that I have. But I know
I think
that I have weird taste in games. So.
You know what? You don't have weird taste in games. I think you have a taste for rare, like very rare games, indie games, things you think people would dismiss, but you find interesting. Like, you have a varied taste than a common based taste, meaning that you get a game where everybody else have to get. You know, you just don't have, for some of the games for your library, you just don't have that taste. You know, you prefer Metroid over Mario, which is fine. Which is fine with me. I love that. I think with Odyssey not clicking with you, that's completely fine. You gave it a try, and if it's not clicking with you, if it's not clicking with you,
I wanted it to. That's the thing. I wanted it to so bad, and I mean, it started out a ton of fun for me, and then, like you said, we were talking. It's just it's like pancakes. It started out super exciting, but man, by the time I was halfway done with my pancakes, I'm just looking at it going, fuck this, I don't ever want another pancake again. This is a fucking awful idea. Whose idea was this shit?
Well, I think it's something that people missed from a Mario game. You know, having 3D world and then not really having anything to follow that up besides Mario Maker.
You know, and I'm wondering if it's one of those things that maybe if I put it down for like 6 months, then I'll have an itch to go back to it again, and I can plow through more of it. But just right now, it doesn't make me want to pick it up and play it.
There's something about,
and that makes me sad.
Well, it's probably that platformers are kind of your least, I think, your least genre of playing games, meaning that you don't own a lot of platforming games. Yeah, you have Sonic Mania, but you don't have like a lot of platformers for your 360. You don't have a lot of platformers for your GameCube or DS.
Let's be honest, there aren't really a lot of platformers for 360 though.
Well, that is true. I mean, that is true.
It's just not the forte of that system. So there was more there than there was on Xbox One.
Yes. It's just I think like you don't have like a Mega Man library. You don't have some of the stuff from the arcade games that was platformers, like some of the Neo Geo games and stuff. Like, you just don't have a big library for that genre. So, your thing is, anything that's Metroid, bam, that's what I need. Anything that's a puzzle game, I need. Anything that's connected to the racing game, your favorite racing game, F-Zero. Anything that's connected to F-Zero, you're down for. Anything that's like maybe it seems like B rated, but you're ready to still give it a try. That's your kind of style of game.
Like, if it's got an interesting quirk, I'm all for it.
For it, yeah, and give it a try.
Just give me a good, solid hook.
Yeah. So, you're not getting giddy for a big Mario game or Crash Bandicoot or Spyro, like the old school platformers and some new platformers like, and I'm guilty because I need to start Super Lucky Tail. Like, you're not kind of rushing out to get different kind of platform games. Like,
I think too, I get a lot of my platform fixed just by playing a lot of the Metroidvania stuff that I do, because it's got that folded into it, but it goes deeper.
Yes.
And I think maybe that's part of the problem for me is Odyssey feels shallow by comparison. Or any platform, or Mario in general, for the most part, feels shallow by comparison to me.
Well, if you look at Metroid Prime, because there's a lot of jumping in that game.
Oh yeah.
That in some way, if you want to look at it, that's a platforming game.
Oh, very much so.
But it's platforming to go to another room, to elevate yourself up, to find secrets and stuff. Where Mario is known for a different style of platforming. There's
I think it's the fact that the regular just standard platformer it lacks the mobility puzzle element.
Yes. Where the Bit Trip games, like Bit Trip Runner and stuff, like that's your cup of tea platforming.
Honestly, Runner was my least favorite of the Bit Trips.
Well,
that was the hardest one for me to get into, truth be told. And I know it's completely backwards from most everybody else, because Runner was the one that everyone liked, which is why it got, like 2 fucking sequels.
But everything, because most of the Bit Trip is like, that's music based. It's kind of almost like a shooter, in a sense.
Oh no, it's all very music based.
I mean, it's music based, but the gameplay is a lot of shooting. Like, not so much as shoot 'em up, which is I think the 4th Bit Trip game is the shoot. No, it's the 3rd.
That would have been 5th.
Runner
was 4, Fate was 5.
The 3rd one was like
the 3rd one was Void.
That's the one like asteroids, right?
No, you're thinking of 2. 2 was Core. That was the one that had the big cross.
What's the one that you move the Wii, like you rotate the Wii controller and move?
Oh, that's 1 and 6. That started with Beat, and then for the life of me, the names. Yeah, those were more Pong-esque.
Right, because after Beats, because I thought Runner was 2nd.
Nope. Beat, Core, Void, Runner, Fate, and shit, I do not remember the last one's name now. But the last one was kind of like a mirror version of Beat. It played like Beat, except it was way harder.
Because the first one started on WiiWare, I think.
They were all on WiiWare. You get all 6 on WiiWare.
Oh, okay. Why did I feel like I missed one?
6 games.
Because I and I thought Runner was 2nd, because maybe they didn't advertise some of them. or I might have missed because I was at least looking at Destructoid or One Up at that time to see what games were being released, and sometimes I would check the virtual console and WiiWare to see what was up. But I think that's why I feel like maybe some of these games may be out of place for me, because I just didn't see them being advertised or anything, and they might have got when they came out for that week, they were available top spot, and then when the new games came out, they kind of moved them to the side.
Yeah.
Because Beat I definitely played. Beat I definitely bought and just enjoyed. And just dang, the soundtrack is so good. And I just hate how hard it gets at the end. This controller is too sensitive. But it's weird. That difficulty maybe start over again, playing for almost an hour and a half, trying to get further.
I mean, it was super good, though. God, yes. It's a great series. I've at least double dipped on that series, if not triple dipped at some point.
And that's what needs to be on Switch.
I would love to see that compilation come. But no, I mean, again, I know some of my taste is the black sheep.
No, I wanna say your taste is the black sheep, because I enjoyed. I'm lucky you got games that I don't own, and I get to play, the army one that we played on PS.
Future Tactics,
yes, on GameCube. That was amazing, and because I wasn't into strategy games like that, I had a ball playing that game.
See, and I'm not normally into the turn-based strategy either, but it deviates just enough to grab my attention.
Right.
So, but in any case, other things played though. I've been playing a bunch of Axiom, which I never actually, and I feel terrible, I never actually got to finish on my Wii U. Mm-hmm. So I've progressed further here than I did when I dug into it on Wii U. You and I were talking about this before we started the show.
Yes.
There is some hardcore obscure shit in here to find. What the hell? In order to get 100% item collection, you have to cheat. There is an item in the game that intentionally gives you a way to put in cheat codes, and it won't give you anything real obvious in terms of how to find the cheat codes.
Yeah,
but they're in there. Most of them are, anyways. They're in there. You've got to read through notes and find all kinds of obscure odds and ends and shit in order to figure out, codes to do stuff. There are some doors in rooms that don't show up without a passcode put in and activated. It's that obscure.
Okay, maybe that's why I'm missing some of the stuff.
That's what I was trying to tell you. There's some super obscure shit. There are passcodes that you have to put in when standing in a specific room to make a door appear so that you can find something.
Good night. I did not even
And
think
then there
about
are
that.
other passcodes that are based off of the coding in fucking hexadecimal. It's nuts. To really dig into this, you have to be the hardest of the hardcore and the most dedicated. It's batshit insane. I know I've officially made it further because I finished off a boss today that I did not remember playing on the Wii U, and it almost made me put it back down again. It was fighting off the Hornet boss, whose name I don't know because it didn't say, but it was bloody infuriating. That one was a little unbalanced. It's workable, but you were going to spend 2 hours just trying it over and over and over again until dumb luck you get it right. But in any case, I've come to realize something too about Metroidvanias and Axiom Verge. I think the only other real exception has been Ori and the Blind Forest. Most Metroidvania games, like, Symphony of the Night and the DS Castlevanias and all that, there's going to come a point, usually towards end game, maybe even mid game, where you really start to feel like overpowered. It's an inevitability. You will go back to places that you started out at, and you can just waltz through them without a second thought. And I'm noticing Axiom doesn't do that. Like, you've got to keep on your toes the whole fucking time. Like, I have never wanted a fast travel system in a Metroidvania game more than Axiom Verge. Because there are times where I'm looking at, I'm not sure where I'm going, but I see a space on the map that I haven't been yet. I really don't want to hoof it from here to there. Because I am going to get my ass kicked at least 5 times along the way. And it's tough.
Well, I mean, Symphony of the Night, that introduced that kind of mechanic, Of course, Metroid didn't really introduce it. I mean, Metroid is the foundation, but Symphony of the Night had that mechanic back in 96, 97. Where you're just like, okay, I know that I gotta go way across, so I'm going to get in this coffin, transfer to that other coffin, and go about my business.
Yep. And I mean, Metroid finally got on the fast travel system with Samus Returns, but, even then, it's just, Axiom is one that I actively want a fast travel system. Most Metroidvania games, I don't. I want to walk around the map. I want to explore, but I think I don't think I ever realized that was a big trade-off, is that, being overpowered makes me want to explore the map more, but it strips away the challenge. Versus playing Axiom, at no point are you overpowered for anything.
Well, yeah, well, you got to think about it. In Metroid, even Symphony of the Night, they have equipment that upgrades you. And you don't get that at Axiom Verge. You get guns, different guns to shoot, but there's no kind of, there's nothing that's advancing you for like armor or anything that's advancing you to take less damage.
No, there is. There are some things. I mean, you've got some of your mobility upgrades like the lab coat and the trench coat and the grapple hook. But you do get some things that'll help out. You're gonna get some health expansions. You're gonna pick up the power nodes and the range nodes and shit.
But you're not getting nothing like a different lab coat. You're not getting a different suit or anything like Samus gets, or Alucard gets. You don't get stuff like that in Axiom Verge. Yeah, you get a lab coat, but what?
Well, the lab coat's a mobility upgrade. It's not an armor upgrade.
Right. Okay. So you just don't get those kind of things in Axiom Verge. So that damage that you're taking is going to be the same percentage no matter what. Now, your guns and your life bar, that advances because you could change to different guns and figure out which one works for that situation. And if you got more health, you could survive more hits. Like if I only could take one hit, I'm dead. But if I could get some energy things that let me at least take 3 hits, that's as the example for Axiom Verge.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a lot of what I've been playing though. I'd had intentions to pick up my 3DS, and I actually did play a little bit more Samus Returns. Just thinking around with it one night. But yeah, that's most of what's been on my plate. I really haven't bought much of anything lately aside from Axiom. I've contemplated selling my copy of Odyssey just because I'm like, I just don't have a compulsion to really pick it up and play it.
I Can I say, I really want you to just finish it. Like really, like you don't have to collect everything, but I think you
just
should
finish the story.
just finish the story and like make progress, because what happens close to the end is something I think people who own the game really need to experience, and it's kind of one of those Zelda moments that you just can't talk about. You know, still to this day, people get upset when you talk about things in Breath of the Wild, because they be like, I haven't played the game yet, I don't have it yet, and people get
It's been out for 9 months. It's your fucking fault.
People get mad at that. Like, they feel like if you spoil things in Zelda, just for some people, not many, that it makes them not want to play the game. And like I was telling Adrian, when he didn't want us to spoil anything, I was just like, Adrian, there's 2.5 million plus infinite things that's in this game that me and Larry have not even touched. And I'm just making that as a big number to give the example that we haven't even touched yet. You don't want to know story stuff? That's fine. But there are cool stuff that me and Larry have like interacted. And if you feel like that's a spoiler, then you need to get on the ball. Explore some area that you think we have not been at, or go to the same area but change up your strategy, change up your weapons, change up the gear that you're wearing, ride a horse, like experiment and explore, because your adventure is going to be way different than both of our adventures. Like, I think everybody that I talked about with Breath of the Wild, we all have different adventures with that game.
Yeah, and I mean, the other problem too, obviously, and we talked about this back then, is that everyone seems to have a different definition of spoiler.
Yes.
And what they do. It's like, there's nothing, at that point, it's like, you may as well just try and be reasonably courteous, and if somebody gets upset, fuck them, it's their own fault. You can only do so much within reason and still be able to talk about it at all. So at this point, you've got some people that are like, don't spoil anything for me. It's like, but it's coming out. I know, I already know too much. All you know is that it's coming out. That's too much. My God. Fuck off. Sorry, now I'm just cranky. But in any case, So in any case, that's a lot of what's been going on. We've of course been laughing at the continued Battlefront debacle. Yeah, that's just special.
So this is...
I want to go on record and say, for anybody that's saying petitioning for for Disney to revoke EA's...
I seen that yesterday.
Yeah. So first off, yeah, I get it. EA sucks. Second off, it's not going to fucking happen. Your petition is not going to do shit.
Right.
Change.org should probably be labeled one of the most useless sites on the internet. Because really all it's doing is making you think that somebody's going to listen to it. No. Like, next to nothing has ever gotten done because of a fucking Change.org petition. Get used to it. But in any case, I will say, though, that EA seems to gotten the stern talking to, at the very least. You definitely got the impression that Disney was not happy with that kind of backlash, especially this close to the new Star Wars movie actually coming out. They were probably looking to have that hype train build, and instead they've got nothing but bad press to deal with. So I'm sure that's put them in a great mood.
But that's on Disney's fault. And we talked about this so many times. We're still keep talking about it. That's Disney's fault. They had a problem with microtransactions when the beta came out, and you didn't say nothing about that. If people are talking about your beta in a negative manner, that they don't like this stuff, and they see stuff that's coming, you might want to delay the game so that stuff can be taken out. So Disney and EA can't act like they didn't know what was going on. If what you said at E3 about constructive criticism, and that y'all read the blogs and y'all read the comments and you hear the player, why didn't you not hear them when they talked about your game in the beta with these microtransactions? If what they said at that E3 was somewhat true, of course that's marketing speak for EA, but when they see that stuff is affecting their sale numbers and they're not making no money off of this mug, yeah, then they're gonna start bringing every excuse in the book to it.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't foresee if Disney pulls the license from EA, I will be shocked.
They're not.
But I do think though they will probably be a little more cautious as to what happens with that license with EA in the future, especially this close to a big movie release. It relates, because I really think that's the biggest reason that EA got that stern talking to from the House of Mouse there.
Well, it's going to be what that contract says, because if Disney breaks that contract, will EA sue?
I'm sure there's a stipulation in there that if they break the contract that EA gets some sort of huge payout. But honestly, for what that property is worth, Disney might just look at it and go, yeah, it's worth way more to us to save the integrity of that license than it is to, not have to pay out that fee for breaking the contract.
I think
I can't say I'd really fault them.
And this may just be me, but
It
I
usually
don't.
is.
Yeah, yeah, I'm agree. I don't think the Star Wars as a franchise is successful or a big business anymore. I think it's just been over flooded with too much merchandise that people are not buying. The games are not really good. The movies are somewhat okay, even though I think episode 7 was really good. I think that's the best Star Wars movie.
Lame.
And Rogue One was really good. Like, I don't think the
Rogue
original
One was great. Episode 7 was just...
I think
somebody just fucking phoned it in on episode 7. That was bullshit.
I feel like episode 7 is what Star Wars should have really been in the first place. I don't think Star Wars episode 4 to 6 is good at all. We have our opinions about it, whatever. But I don't think that it started off good. I'll give it Star Wars that. It started off good as a strong franchise that had people feeling like it's the best movie of all time. People love rewatching it, love, dressing up as cosplay for the characters and stuff. Like, it was good back in the 80s. And I just feel like over time, the value of Star Wars has just fallen. I mean, what Star Wars games besides Rogue Squadron, like the GameCube games, the one racing one, from episode
Pod
1.
Racer.
Yeah, Pod Racer. And maybe, the Star Wars game that came to Wii and 360 and PS3.
Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens.
Force Unleashed.
Force
rather,
Unleashed. Yeah. That was good, and KOTOR for some people. Knights of the Old Republic, that was good. Like, what other the Star Wars games that people really talk about? Because the one on Super Nintendo, both of those games were like phoned in garbage. That one that came to the Kinect, that was terrible. And it had like some Dance Central.
I think that was programmed to be terrible.
I'm
not convinced it wasn't.
Well, yeah, that little arcade pod was too short to play, but it's expensive. That MMO that BioWare did, that fell apart. Like, people stopped playing that 2 weeks after. And
Old
even,
Republic, yeah.
yeah, and even when they was letting people do different servers, like other MMO people, like, that was like, that's the way to go. And then they stopped it. And then people stopped talking about it. Like, the
The Old
subscription.
Republic even went free to play, and it never really picked up any more than when it was free to play. So it's
Right.
a shame because, I mean, it's not inherently bad. It's actually a decent game.
That fighting one that came out for PS1, that fighting game, like, that wasn't good. Like, that
was awful, but at least it was so awful it was almost funny.
yeah. I mean, it's so, I think, decent. And, it wasn't all great, but
It's that fighting game that nobody even remembers its fucking name.
yeah, because they had to make up a name for at the last minute.
Yeah, it was something stupid.
Yeah, one of the editors at PlayStation Magazine, or I think official PlayStation Magazine, made the name for it. We'll have it next week, everybody. Don't worry.
No, we won't, because I can't be fucked to look it up.
I'll look it up.
It means that little to me.
And okay, yeah, the Lego games do well, but that's kids. It's Lego.
All the Lego games do well.
Well, yeah. I mean, and the Star Wars Lego merchandise sell better than Star Wars merchandise itself. Like, but, with this...
You know why, though? It's because Legos are fucking fun to build.
Yeah. I heard they've been having some financial troubles.
I can't see how. It's fucking Legos.
Yeah.
Like, at what point does somebody not buy Legos?
That is true. That's very true. And even with the new movie coming out, those Lego sets, some of them sold, but haven't been restocked. It's very weird. And listeners, you probably might tell me different, but like, I don't think Star Wars hold that much importance like it used to when it first came out, like back in the day. People, I mean, George Lucas don't want nobody to see the Christmas episode, which I'm not watching. I heard it's garbage beyond garbage.
Eddie, one day one day I'm going to find a I don't know, a not pirated copy of it, and you and I are going to sit down and watch it.
How much?
It's going to happen.
How much alcohol must we have?
All of it. All the alcohol.
Can we have pizza?
Possibly. I think that's within reason for the Star Wars Christmas special.
Exactly. Well, I don't know what else we would eat. For that. Yeah, but I just feel like...
I don't know, from everything I've heard, I understand it helps if you eat a bunch of drugs beforehand.
Oh, no, that would not be happening. No. I would not be eating your brownies. I would give me some Little Debbie brownies first. Just take me to the gas station, then we go get some some beef sticks. But yeah, and it, like I said, this is just my opinion, it may be me, but I just don't feel like Star Wars carry that importance like it used to. Now, this new movie, I think it's gonna do super well. It looks really good. I'm definitely gonna go see it. I'm probably gonna wait maybe a week or two after it comes out, cause it's just gonna probably be sold out and people are gonna be flooding it and putting up their reviews and theories and all that other garbage. But yeah, like the video games for Star Wars, maybe the books still do fine. Or fine, I should say, not fine. The books might do fine, but yeah,
I would. I would not venture to say that Star Wars does not still carry weight. That will forever carry its prominence and weight. It's just, it's a thing. It will always be a thing. There's no getting around it.
I feel like Star Wars needs to be taken away from EA and be given it.
Well, yeah, we all feel that.
I mean, we feel that, but I think it should be going to maybe one AAA developer and one indie developer. Like, I could see the 16-bit style old school games given away for it because the Mummy Demastered did so well and people love that one. So I could see Way Forward doing some creative stuff with that.
Yeah, there's a market for that has been vastly underserved.
Yeah. As for a AAA, I'm still thinking everybody said they should have gave it to Square Enix, but I'm just like, no, Square Enix doesn't.
No.
Square Enix doesn't have, and maybe Remedy, but that's iffy. Like, I would have to talk to somebody about that. Like, who would they give it to? That would.
I know who to give it to. I know exactly who should have it. And as soon as I tell you, you're like, yep, that's exactly right. High Moon Studios.
Workshop it for me. I need to get an idea. I need to visually get an idea for it.
Seriously, just look at the reverence they have for the source material for Transformers for the Cybertron games and tell me you don't trust them with that.
Right there.
Told you.
That did it right there. Yes.
Told you.
Yes. That I agree.
We just fixed Star Wars. We need some old school style shit from Way Forward. We need new school shit from
if they give it to
Studios.
If they give it to High Moon Studios, they may have to.
What the fuck is High Moon doing these days? Anyway,
I don't know.
Seriously. I haven't heard anything since Fall of Cybertron on 360, and that was it.
They may need a different engine, or they might, or they probably need to.
But I trust them to do it.
Yes. And that's why I'm just like, I need a visual. Because it's just like, what can High Moon do with it? And when you mentioned Transformers, I was like, yep, I see it. I literally see it.
So, that's,
cause they have the.
Now I know what they've been doing lately.
Please not mobile
Apparently,
games.
No, apparently they've been involved with, not the primary studio, but involved with development for like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and Destiny. They also were involved in Deadpool.
Oh, cool.
So
hold on,
yeah.
Are they second party? High Moon?
I think they got bought. I think it said they got bought by like Vivendi and Activision subsequently. So
okay.
But no, they're not owned by any one of the big three.
Okay.
Which I still really want the Cybertron collection of games on my Switch.
And you know what? And they literally could take the Transformer Foundation, and implement it in Star Wars, and clean up some stuff, and maybe change some of the gameplay, get a good story into that, and it could work. I could see that. I literally could see that.
So, but yeah, that's my thought on the subject.
A High Moon Studio Star Wars.
I just blew your fucking mind, didn't I?
That's crazy.
Blew your fucking mind.
And you know what the bad thing about it is? Is that
we'll never get it.
Well, we'll never get it, but I think people may ignore it. But I think if word gets out, like a few people buy it and it's really good, and people talk about it and get the word out, I think it would definitely sell more than Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think that game would do numbers. I'll play it. I'll get it. Just to make sure that that company continues to make good Star Wars games. And maybe that's what Disney needs to Disney. I have a feeling Disney is looking at other developers and want to shop that game around.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if they weren't talking to somebody.
They need to start talking now. They need to get real loud about it. So.
Yep. But yeah, that's I think that's most of the news that's worth talking about lately here.
Yeah. Oh, besides Nintendo getting Amiibo cereal, and I'm for that.
Yep. There you go. We talked about it. Amiibo cereal. It's a thing. It's happening.
Yeah.
Videos.
They got a picture, and I think Target had an ad for it or something. Someone sent it in Target in the picture for Target, but it's not on the floor or anything just yet. I'm like, this might be a Photoshop, but I don't know. So I'm keeping it as
that
a
shit
rumor.
was legit. Oh, speaking of strange food products, for those that have not seen, I'm a big fan of Cards Against Humanity. I love the game. I love the shit that the company does. Usually, it makes me laugh. Their latest endeavor on store shelves now in your local grocery store is the all new snack food, the original Prongles.
I seen that.
Comes in salt and potato and cream and onion flavor.
Okay, can you explain the Prongles?
Yeah, it's a bad knockoff of Pringles. That's it. There is nothing else to it than that. They just went, we make potato chips now. We call them Prongles.
So, and it's from the makers of the Cards Against Humanity.
Cards Against Humanity, yeah.
Oh, wow!
Dude, they replaced their whole fucking website with a site for Prongles saying we no longer make Cards Against Humanity. We now make Prongles.
Wow. Like, I literally thought that was some Aldi off-brand kind of knockoff.
That's some for real shit, dude.
Wow. Cause I seen the picture. Someone posted a picture up, that they had the pink can with the pig on it.
Todd did, yeah. I know, Todd posted a picture of it. He saw it apparently in his local grocery store. Took a picture.
I'm gonna have to look at it tomorrow. I haven't been in the chip section. And I think I'm gonna pick it up tomorrow if I have it and give them a try.
I'm gonna need a couple cans of that myself. Because
I'd be shocked
funny.
that if Walmart don't have it. I'd be like, yeah, I would be the first one to have odd foods. Wow.
So there you go. All the news in the snack world delivered directly to you.
Yes. But whatever, let's say we wrap this show up because we're going for a good while. I think we did a great show.
Great. I'm gonna get the hell out of here and go to bed.
I'm gonna find me something to eat. I haven't eaten since earlier today, and I'm hungry.
You know what you could do? You cook some food.
I could.
You could cook food.
Or I could heat something up from yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
I didn't say that I was going out to get something to eat. I could, but I'm not.
One day we're going to teach you to cook like a grown-up.
And one day, and I'm going to tell you in the car, take me to the gas station so I can give you some potatoes and chicken.
God. So yeah, that's it for this week. We're definitely going to call it a day there. As always, you can find us on our home at shoutengine.com. We're also, of course, up on iTunes and Google Play Music. We appreciate if you, drop us a review, one of those nifty star rating things. Subscribe. Make sure you get all of our bullshit directly to your earballs every week. And, of course, even though for the next couple weeks it's going to be a little on the sparse side, do make sure you check out the NGR YouTube page. even though we are devoid of Corey at the moment. Like I said, he will, of course, be back, and we'll get things running again, bigger and better than ever. So,
Yes.
that's it. We've done it. We've made a show.
Yay.
So with that, good night.
Night, everybody.